Trevor was talking about when you guys first met. Do you remember back to that and anything about what you guys were first?
I don't know if you first met at like a camp or at a quarterback workout. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I've known Trevor for a while now. He's a great quarterback, great guy, great person. So I'm excited to go up against him.
You said you thought it was 8th or 9th grade. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think it was 9th grade. Going into our 9th grade year, we met. So he's always been a highly recruited guy and a highly talked about guy pretty much his whole career. So everybody knows Trevor's a great quarterback.
Ron Veal.
Just the coincidence of you both being here and playing in this game.
You said what?
Just the coincidence of you both getting here and playing in this game.
I think for us, it's not surprising. We've grown up together a lot. We know how talented we both are. So I don't think it's surprising for us.
Justin, Ron Veal said that he worked you and Trevor out a couple times together right before you guys headed off to college.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about those workouts? Were they competitive at all, or just what was it like to be on the same field as Trevor then?
It's not really. We're just getting out there, getting better. I think when you work out with guys that are on your level, or even kind of in that essence, you're not really competing, but at the same time you are. That's the kind of way I was going about it. But I just think that makes me throw better and try harder, like during the quarterback.
What do you like about Trevor's game? He said he thinks the two of you are kind of similar.
Yeah, I think Trevor is more of a dual threat guy than people give him. I think people don't give him enough credit about his running game. So, of course, he's a strong arm, a great accuracy. But I think what people sleep on is Trevor is his leg. I think he's kind of a sneaky fast guy, long guy. So that's what I would say about Trevor.
You feel like you guys have similar demeanors, mentalities? You both just seem to not really get caught up in anything.
Yeah, I think Trevor, he's not really a loud vocal guy, but and neither am I. So I think kind of our personalities are the same in terms of leadership and in terms of just kind of going about our business. I think we're about all business on the field, really. So I think we do have similarities in that.
I know a lot of quarterbacks, probably every quarterback wants to have success immediately, and obviously your path was a little bit of a different road to get to where you are now. Mm-hmm. What did you think watching Trevor, a guy you were kind of connected with in high school, see it win a national championship as a freshman?
I mean, I was happy for him. I think he deserved it. I mean, I know how hard he works. So I'm just saying, seeing him do that out there was just great to see, and just really the kind of guy he is. And I don't think many people know he's a great guy. He's humble, and I definitely like that about him. So just seeing that and that success that he had last year was just great to see. Really,
is it motivating at all, knowing? I don't know. You want to play right away? You want to get on that stage and show people?
No, not really. I'm not really worried about it. I think players have different journeys. So just because he's having success right now doesn't really make me jealous or envy of him. I think people have different paths. So it just depends how you get to that path. Really, I mean, as I said before, I was just happy to see him win a championship.
Justin, in the last year since it became known that you were leaving Georgia, how have you changed as a person? How has this experience changed you in the last year?
I think I've matured as a person, going in life and kind of just facing life obstacles is not really just not really making a big deal out of them, kind of just putting them in God's hands and just letting him handle that and just going about life as best as I can. So I think I've matured mostly as a person, during all of that. So I'm definitely glad I went through it.
Next year, now you're going to be the veteran in this program in the quarterback room, and it's going to be two young guys, two freshman quarterbacks that are going to be on campus in 3 weeks with you. Are you ready to assume that sort of leadership role for those guys and help guide them?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I am the leader of the offense, so I don't think that'll be a big hassle on me. Just teaching those guys as they come in and try to learn the offense. I think I can be a big help to both of those guys.
Have you had a chance to speak to CJ? I know you guys trained both.
Yeah, I talked to CJ a good bit. I think the last time I talked to him, I just congratulated him on the commitment. So I think we'll have a pretty great relationship at Ohio State.
What's the one lesson you're going to try to instill in them him and Jack, the minute they get on campus?
The thing is with them, I know how it's going to go with the two quarterback competition, blah, blah, blah thing. I think I've been through that plenty of times. So I would just say no matter what happens, don't get down. Just keep working and really just go out there and play your game. So, yeah.
Justin, one of the things about your passing game this year, I don't know, we haven't really talked about it a ton, but it seems like you guys have been willing to take a lot of like deep shots. Like a lot of like your throws have been like 20 or more yards downfield. Is that something that you look for as a quarterback? Is that just the way things have transpired? I was wondering if you could maybe give some insight into that.
I just think that's just Coach Day's offense. He always says that there are going to be shots in the game, and there are also going to be completion plays. So it just really depends on how the game pans out and where the momentum's shifting. So, I would say there's always going to be shots in the game, and I think every offense on every team has shots in their play calling. So I wouldn't really call our play calling different from others, but it's just the way we execute them. I think that's the biggest difference in it. So I kind of just look at it as another game, really.
Justin, do you mind if our junior reporter asks you a few questions?
What's up, man?
This is Drew.
Okay. With your offense as good as it is, how do you know who to give the football to?
I think we have a lot of great athletes on the outside, so
Floss? You got a floss?
What, a dance?
Floss?
Nah.
Show how to floss.
No.
Come on.
Justin, back in 2016, you were a junior in high school when Ohio State and Clemson played out here in the desert, and Clemson won 30-0 with a quarterback from Georgia leading the way. Like, did that in some way shape your early perception of what Ohio State football was?
No, not really, because but just growing up in Georgia, I never really watched Ohio State as a kid. So I think Ohio State has always been one of those elite programs around the country. So I think there's just a small number of programs like that. But in my eyes, I think Ohio State is one of those elite programs.
But during your recruitment, you really didn't think about the Buckeyes. I know you committed to Penn State, and then once you kind of blew up, Georgia sort of seemed like the guaranteed spot for you to land. But how involved was Coach Day in that summer of 2017? Obviously, he had just gotten here, and he was brought to Ohio State because of what happened in this game 3 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't really talk to OSU a lot of recruiting because they had I think they had Emory Jones committed. So and then after I committed to Georgia, that's when I think Emory decommitted. So he was trying to talk to me at that, and then at that point my recruitment was pretty much shut down. So
that game again as a program shaper kind of here, but did you see anything? Have you watched that tape? Just because knowing that this Clemson staff is the exact same. Like, is there anything that can be gained schematically or that you can learn from watching that, even though the players are different and, nobody wants to harp on the past, but it's still kind of the present, isn't it?
That's 3 years ago. Kind of, we don't really watch. I think there might have been a few cut-ups, but not really on their defense as in terms of that scheme back then because, they do a lot of things. I think defensive coordinators do a lot of things different to what their personnel is and what kind of players they do have on the field. So we haven't really watched much of that game.
I know you go up against Chase Young in practice a little bit and everything, but it's not the same as a game. If you were having to game plan for him, how much would that bother you knowing he was on the other side, or do quarterbacks not really worry about it?
I mean, you know what? I think Wisconsin did. And Chase was talking to me about this after the Wisconsin game. He was getting triple teamed at one point. So, I mean, if one dude's getting triple teamed and I'm the quarterback, I'm not really worried about him because I would hope a guard tackle and a running back will be able to block one person. But so if they do that, then you really can't do anything more than do that. So yeah.
Going back to that Wisconsin game, the way that the Badgers used Chris Orr, number 54, the linebacker, in the two games you played against them, do you see Clemson doing that same thing with Isaiah Simmons? Because it seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Orr was blitzing when it wasn't a blitz a lot of times, like he was coming kind of on his own.
Yeah, I mean, that's just simple adding when he sees that JK's either blocking, he'll add to. But I think Isaiah is a different player than he is. I think he's more of a diverse player, and I think he can do a lot of different more things in coverage and stuff like that. So I don't really see them doing similar things with him. I see them doing other things like that with number 47 or number 43.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Letterman Live, we've got the practice report, we got rapid reaction. Hey, and you know we got Buckeye IQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.